Hi, everybody. It's Laurie Leigh here. Today, I'd like to speak to you about the functions of the physical body and how the Valentus beverages and products will fit into that. And hopefully that you'll find this very informative and it will help you take back your health. All right. Share screen. There we go. All right. Oh, wait, slideshow. From the beginning. I learned that, Kathy. All right. So welcome to the Wellness Revolution. And today we are going to talk about how the physical body works. And I'd like to introduce to you my story, first of all. This is me. I am an entrepreneur. I've owned my own businesses for 30 years now. I spent 20 years in the hair industry with a beauty supply company. And then the last 10 years I own a restaurant and bar. And the restaurant and bar has taken its toll on me. I ended up eating and drinking myself to obesity. But my story really starts when I was 16 years old. And my joints all swell up and they didn't know what was wrong with me. So they put me on bed rest and pumped me full of antibiotics. And that basically set me on a path of Candida albicans, a yeast overgrowth, and a disturbed gut biome. So they diagnosed me with rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease. And they say that if you get one autoimmune disease, it's most likely you'll get another one. And I ended up at the age of 24 with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And they cut out half of my thyroid and sent me home with a synthetic drug. And at that point in time, I thought to myself, wait a minute. They cut out my organ and then gave me a synthetic prescription to take for the rest of my life. And that really didn't sit well with me at all. So I began at the age of 24 my journey into alternative health and studying the endocrine system and the digestive system and the immune system and how it all worked. And I decided that I was not going to have another part cut out of me. I was going to get through my life taking care of my body and having as little to do with the medical profession as I could. And that's what I've been doing. Unfortunately, with the bar and restaurant, I did tend to eat and drink my way to obesity. So in January of 2015, on the picture there, I was 215 pounds and really not too happy with myself. And June of that year, I was driving to Regina to attend my daughter's graduation, and I just decided I had to make a change. So I woke up the next day, so June 5th, I woke up and I decided to stop drinking alcohol. And that really did make a difference in my life. I lost 15 pounds pretty much in the first 3 or 4 months, just from not drinking those empty calories. And then I had a friend named Bev McLeod who kept bothering me about this coffee that I should drink. So finally, I took her up on it and I drank the coffee, and that was the Valentus Slim Roast coffee. And I found myself 35 pounds lighter, over 35 inches, as you can see in this picture from October 16. And it gave me my sexy back and changed my life. So from then, I decided to take a really good close look at the Valentus products and do some more work with them and see what they could do. So basically, what happened was when I quit drinking, I lost 5, 10, 15 pounds. And then with Valentus, I lost 35 pounds. So you'll see here, that is 50 pounds of fat that I'm no longer carrying around in my body. And the picture over here certainly can show you that I couldn't even cross my legs. It was not a good place to be. My high blood pressure was through the roof, and I was a mess. So I was very grateful to get a hold of these products and take back my health. And the Valentus products, over my 35 years of looking at alternative ways of taking care of myself, which included acupuncture and massage therapy and trying to keep my diet clean as possible, this is the first time that I've found products that literally empower the physical body to be able to regenerate itself. And I'm really enjoying these products. So I want to talk to you first of all about Hering's Law of Cure. It seems that a lot of what we're looking at, the advice that came about health started way back in the 1800s, and it hasn't really changed. There's lots of tests and everything available, but really the theory behind it all is still the same. Constantine Hering was a medical student in the 1800s, and he was tasked with debunking this new form of medicine that was emerging called homeopathy. So he got studying it, and he found out that he truly did believe in it. And he ended up becoming the father, known as the father of homeopathy, homeopathic medicine. So Constantine Herring says, people say that a natural cure takes a long time. Yes, it does, but a chronic disease takes a long time to develop too. And he came up with 3 laws. Number 1, you heal from the top down. Number 2, you heal from the inside out. And number 3, you heal in reverse order. And let's take a little closer look at that. Law number 1, heal from the top down. Basically, you have to assume personal responsibility for your own health. Nobody can do it for you, not even the doctor. You have to take responsibility. You have to know that healing is possible. When given the proper tools, the body will regenerate itself. You have to commit to consistent implementation. You can't just hit and miss. It will never ever change if you're not consistent with what you're doing to improve your health. And you have to believe it to see it. You have to believe that you can change your health. So law number 1 is heal from the top down. Law number 2 is heal from the inside out. You have to allow the body to cleanse. We cannot continue to suppress the discharges. What happens is we get a running sinus mucus coming out of your nose. You run to the pharmacy and you get something to suppress it. You get a really bad cough, you run to the doctor and you get something to suppress it. All of these things are the body's way of getting rid of viruses, bacteria, yeast, pathogens. And we keep suppressing them. And when we suppress them, they just lodge further in our body and just wait for the opportune time to hit you again, which is usually when you get run down. And we want to begin with the most important organ, which is really the large intestine. And we'll talk about that as well. And the cells of our body, we have, they say 50 to 75 trillion cells in the body. The cells are the building blocks of the body. The cells make tissue and organs and are the bulk of what we have in the body. And the cells need 2 things. They need toxins out and they need nutrition in. And we'll talk about that as well. And law number 3, heal in reverse order. The body's number 1 priority is going to be to heal the vital organs. When you talk about law number 2, heal from the inside out, the body is going to take the extra energy that you're giving it by taking better care of it, and it's going to repair whatever damage is inside first with the vital organs that it needs to keep itself running. Then it will look at secondary systems. So as you replace diseased tissues and organs with healthy cells, you empower the body to then start to dig down its timeline and begin healing past inflictions. So you might, for instance, used to suffer from bronchitis when you were a child, but you hadn't had it for a while, and all of a sudden you feel like you've got this bronchitis back again. When you empower your body, it can literally go back in there and heal those bronchial tubes when it's gotten the nutrition and the toxicity out to do that. So law number 1, heal from the top down. Law number 2, heal from the inside out. Law number 3, heal in reverse order. I'll give you an example of why you should consider these laws. If you start taking the Valentus products to lose weight and you don't lose weight and you're disappointed, you have to understand that the body is using the extra energy it's getting from the nutrition you're giving it and repairing something internally from the inside out. Weight is not a life-threatening condition to the body, so until it heals and puts itself back into balance, it's not necessarily going to deal with weight. So know that there are things that are healing inside the body. You might have more energy. You might be going to the bathroom better. You might have more focus. There's all kinds of things that are subtle that you might be experiencing, but you may not see anything changing on the scale. And that really doesn't matter when it comes to healing the body. All disease begins in the gut. Hippocrates said this long, long ago, and that's why we talked about you start with your large intestine first. If you heal the large intestine, you will keep yourself very much disease-free, and that comes with mental and physical conditions as well. Depression, dementia, schizophrenia. It's known that these things can be healed when the gut is healthy. So it's all about the poop. Nobody wants to talk about the poop, but it is very important to talk about the poop, because if we don't take the garbage out, disease spreads within the body. So the way it works is that you start the whole digestive process in the mouth. And here's something that a lot of us don't do. You should chew 10 to 20 times, each bite 10 to 20 times before you swallow it. When you start the chewing process in your mouth, it activates the saliva and the tongue to instruct the liver and the pancreas to send the appropriate digestive enzymes to deal with that food as it moves through the body. We tend to, in this fast-paced world, go chew, chew, swallow, and that doesn't give the tongue and the saliva enough time to instruct the liver and the pancreas, the gallbladder, all of those digestive organs to send the proper enzymes for the food to digest. What happens then is you get large undigested particles moving through your digestive system, and that's not how it's supposed to work. So first off, chew 10 to 20 times every bite. As you do that, it moves down into your stomach. Here's the stomach area. The stomach turns the food into chum, or mulches it up, basically. Your food spends 4 to 6 hours in the stomach before it moves on. And the stomach gets it prepared to go into the small intestine in a much more digested form. And again, if you're not chewing and letting the stomach do its job, it goes into the small intestine with too large of particles, and that compromises the rest of the digestive system. Once the food is turned into mulch, it starts its process through the 23 or so feet of small intestine. And as it goes through the small intestine, it extracts vitamins and minerals and all the essential nutrients that are needed and it pulls it out of the food and sends it into the bloodstream and distributes it through the body. So the small intestine is a very important process. Then it moves into the large intestine, and it takes there's about 5 feet of the large intestine it has to move through, but it takes a long time to get through there. The large intestine will extract any leftover water that's in there, any leftover vitamins and minerals that might be still available to come out. But this is basically the waste. This is the garbage can of the kitchen. So it's important that the small intestine or the large intestine be able to move the waste out of the body efficiently. This whole process takes 15 to 24 hours from the mouth to the rectum, where your meal finally sits ready to be released. The rule of thumb is, or the rule of the intestine is, for every meal that you start chewing, it signals the body to release the last meal, or whatever meal is sitting in the rectum, basically, depending on how long it took to digest through. So 1 meal in, 1 meal out. What happens when we eat 3 meals a day and we only have 1 bowel movement? That leaves waste behind in the large intestine. So 3 meals in, 1 meal out. 3 meals in, 1 meal out. You get an intestine, a large intestine that's starting to get backed up, impacted, and this starts to cause serious disease within the body. Let's imagine that you don't take the garbage out of your kitchen for a month, but you keep throwing garbage in there. It starts to overflow, it starts to smell, it starts to grow things, and it takes a bit of work to clean that up. That's what's happening in the bowel. When you don't get rid of the waste in the body, it literally starts to poison you from the inside out. And this is what happens. Here's your bowel when you don't take care of it. It's not good. It's not a good situation at all. And you'll find a lot of people today are having trouble with their Crohn's. You can see it here. Crohn's is a small intestine disease. You have adhesions, you have ulcerative colitis, you have diverticulitis pockets. This is a very common thing among people who don't go to the bathroom enough. The body starts to, the bowel creates pressure, and these pockets start to bulge out of the intestinal lining, and waste gets stuck in there, and they never get cleaned out. So they literally fester and make you very sick inside. You've got bacterial infection that can happen in the large intestine. You've got cancer. You've got polyps. This is all, this is because the body is not eliminating properly. So you can see from this that if you do not eliminate properly and the large intestine becomes compromised, you will be very sick. And I'm very sad to say that I know people who are having 2, 3, 4 feet cut out of their large intestine. That makes no sense to me. The doctor didn't say to them, well, let's get you pooping regularly before we do that. No, they go in and they start cutting parts out. They'll say, well, your gallbladder isn't working. We'll just cut that part out. The gallbladder is a very important part of the digestive process. If you cut that organ out, you have now compromised the digestive tract. 2/3 of the immune system is in the digestive tract. Think about that for a moment. 2/3 of your immune system is in the digestive tract. If you don't take care of your stomach and your intestines, you are going to get everything that's going by. You're going to have flu-like symptoms, and you're going to always be compromised. So this is why it's so important to keep the digestive system healthy. When your bowel gets like this, you are in a very, very sick position. If you only go to the bathroom once a week, oh, you're in a world of hurt. You really need to get your bowel moving better. That is, and doctors don't say when you go in for an appointment, have you ever had the doctor say, how often do you have a bowel movement every day? You know, how's your stress level? What are you eating? Do you eat any fiber? You know, they just don't ask us this. They prescribe us medication and they cut our parts out. And we need to take back our responsibility for our own health, law number 1, and start healing ourselves with nutrition. Let's talk about the dangers of visceral fat. Okay, we all have issues with too much weight on our body, and sometimes I wonder if we really want to lose weight or we just want to look different. You can't look different unless you take care of your digestive tract. If you look here, if you can see my my pointer, this is the abdominal muscle, and on the outside of the abdominal muscle is subcutaneous fat, okay? On the other side of it is visceral fat. Now, when you lose easy pounds, it might be coming off the subcutaneous fat area, but the visceral fat is the fat that you need to get out of your body to take back control of your health. Look over at this picture here. The visceral fat will sit on top of your organs and wrap itself around your organs, and this will cause the inability of the organs to do their job. It will cause arthritis. It'll cause dementia. It will cause sleep disorders, depression. Visceral fat tends to become its own organ in a sense. It has its own hormonal work going on, and it will interfere with the body's ability to take care of itself. So you do not want to have visceral fat wrapped around your organs. Check this out. This is a heart. This is a healthy heart. This is an unhealthy heart with visceral fat wrapped around it. Now, just look at that picture and think, how can the heart possibly pump properly when it's wrapped in visceral fat? That's what visceral fat does. It wraps around your organs and interferes with their ability to do their job properly. Let's talk about alkaline versus acidic, okay? This is a person who's eating vegetables and fruit. This is a person who is not eating vegetables and fruit. This is an alkaline environment, then this is an acid environment. Disease thrives in an acidic environment. It loves the acidity of the body. Cancer thrives in an acidic environment. A cancer cannot grow in an alkaline environment, all right? When a body is acidic, it will literally strip itself of sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, trying to neutralize the acid and rebalance the body. So by eating a high acid diet, you are literally stripping the minerals out of your body and wreaking all kinds of havoc, because those minerals are very much needed by the body to run all the enzymes and the systems in the body. When you're too acidic, it leads to decreased energy. It leads to chronic fatigue. It leads to cancer tumors thriving in an acidic environment. So it's very important that you understand the acid-alkaline balance inside the body. And it's not that hard to see. Check this out. This is an acid-alkaline food chart, okay? Now, the rule of thumb is that 80% of your daily diet should be alkaline, and 20% of it should be acid. Now, if we really look at the highly acidic column in this chart, you will see all the things you eat in a day. You've got coffee, milk, cheese, yogurt. You've got fruit juice. You've got soda. You've got honey. Honey is acidic. You've got dried fruit. You've got all meats, white rice, peanuts, eggs. Eggs are very acidic. This is our North American diet right here in the highly acidic column. So as you eat that kind of diet, your whole body becomes way too acidic and disease thrives. Now, even if you move into the moderate column, you eat a few more things like fruits and vegetables in there, it's still nowhere near the 80% of your daily diet that should be alkaline. Because if you look at the alkaline side of this chart, it's vegetables. We don't eat enough vegetables anymore. I don't know why vegetables have become the enemy, but vegetables contain fiber, and fiber is very, very necessary for our body to be healthy. So as you start to alkalinize your body, you literally can, you just feel so much better that you start actually moving over to the alkaline side and making better choices when it comes to eating. I have a good friend who said, I don't know what this stuff is doing to me. I'm standing in the vegetable department at the store, and I'm going to buy a butternut squash. I've never bought a butternut squash in my life. She said, I took it home, I Googled it, I cooked it, and it was delicious. This is what happens when you start changing your mouth or your body from acid to alkaline. You literally start making better choices. And how do you know if you're acidic? Well, here's the beginning symptoms: acne, joint pain, food allergies, constipation, bloating, diarrhea, headaches. That's all a sign that you're beginning to become too acidic. And as that continues, it turns into depression, migraine headaches, insomnia. How many people can't sleep anymore? Asthma, earaches, psoriasis, dark circles under the eyes. And if you continue along that acidic path, it turns into diseases that are labeled by the doctors, which is Crohn's and lupus and chronic digestive problems, MS, rheumatoid arthritis. So basically autoimmune diseases are in there as well, all forms of cancer. So you can see that when you become too acidic, you're on your way to a whole host of problems. And I would also like you to know that most medications are acid forming. So you go to the doctor, you're not feeling good, they give you a pharmaceutical, and that pharmaceutical is literally making you more acidic. So it's a vicious cycle that you need to get out of. Water. It's all about the water as well. Our physical body is made up of 70% water. I saw a meme one day I thought was really funny. It said that we're basically cucumbers with anxiety. So 70% water is a lot. Even the brain is made up of 90% water. Like basically we need water. So I came across this drinking chart, and it talked about the correct times to drink water. And what you want to do is drink an 8-ounce glass of water all at the same time. When you drink more water at one time, it tends to go in and it flushes the tissues and cleans it up a little better versus just sip, sip, sip and not giving it a good splash of water. It's kind of like trying to shower when there's just a few drips coming out of the tap. You just don't really feel clean. If you don't drink enough water and instead you drink coffee, let's say you drink 8 to 10 cups of coffee a day instead of water, I would like to say to you, how would you like to be the physical body, and it needs water to keep itself clean, but instead it's being bathed in coffee? So you take that to your situation, you fill your tub up with coffee, and you climb into that tub and see how clean you're going to get, bathing in a tub of coffee. The body needs water. So I looked at this chart and I gave it a try. I thought, I'm going to see how this works. 2 glasses of water after waking up basically primes the pump of your body to get it going for the day. 1 glass before a meal. Drink it, a whole 8-ounce glass down before a meal to help give the body the water it's going to need to then move all that food through the digestive tract. It's not a problem to drink a whole glass of water before you eat. You really don't need to be sipping water through your meal or having a glass of wine or a beer or anything like that. That will cause more problems in the body than drinking a glass of water before you eat your meal. 1 glass before a shower prevents high blood pressure. Sometimes you can get out of the shower and your heart's kind of pumping in your chest. Have a glass of water before you get into the shower. And 1 glass before bed will help you sleep better at night and just prevent things from happening that overnight that you don't need, like strokes and heart attacks. So that's 5 glasses of 8-ounce glasses of water in a day. You can drink more than that, but this is a really good standard way of looking at it. 1 glass before each meal would be 3. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8 glasses of water. Chug it down. And what I always practice everything on myself before I recommend it for everybody. What I found is that I didn't have to carry a water bottle around with me all the time. I was hydrated. So when I drink a glass full down at one time, it satisfies my body a lot more than sip, sip, sip. You might find that you can't get a whole glass down at first. That's okay. Just drink as much as you can. And the next time, drink as much as you can. As you drink more water, the body will thank you. And you will find yourself craving to just chug back a whole glass of water. So water is very, very important. Oh, we've all heard about the sugar out there. Sugar is 8 times as addictive as cocaine. It's in everything. It lights up our brain, and it's really hard to get rid of. Frankly, if you are eating an acidic diet, you're craving sugar. If you're eating an alkaline diet, you don't need sugar. When you eat a diet high in vegetables and fiber, you're not looking for a sugar fix. It seems that the more acidic that you eat, the more fat that you're eating, the more you're looking for a sugar fix. So we can actually help to balance out the sugar addiction very easily by helping the body become more alkaline. So how does it work? Okay. Now, with the Valentus products, we use a term called thermogenesis. And thermogenesis is actually a natural thing that happens in the body. Shivering is thermogenesis. When you shiver because you're cold, you're actually creating heat to keep your body warm. That's what we're doing with thermogenesis. We're stimulating the thermogenesis process, which increases the heat production, which helps the body burn fat as energy instead of storing it. And it literally burns off the visceral fat and the inflammation from the inside out, because we're working on the inside of the body out, not the subcutaneous fat in. We're working on the visceral fat out. So thermogenesis is a very important part of the process for being able to do that. And alkaline ingredients. The products help to alkalinize the body, head to toe. So when you have alkaline ingredients, you've got healthier cells, healthier tissues, healthier organs. You make better food choices. You're eating 80% alkaline, 20% acid. It just makes everything work better. So that's what we're going to work with here. And where we start is with the Slim Roast coffee. The Slim Roast Italian coffee creates thermogenesis process, and it is an alkaline coffee. Normal coffee is acidic. This coffee is alkaline. Basically, the coffee is the delivery system for the rest of the ingredients. We're not looking at this as a coffee as much as a way to get it into humans who are drinking coffee anyway. So the caffeine content in this is 127 milligrams, where a normal cup of coffee is more so towards 200 milligrams of caffeine. The difference is this coffee is an alkaline coffee. Regular coffee is very acidic. So if you're downing 3, 4, 5 glasses of coffee a day, you are definitely causing trouble in your digestive system. What this does, because of the thermogenesis and the alkalinity, is it helps give you mouth willpower. It controls your appetite. We use Garcinia cambogia. That comes from the tamarind root, which is well known for in South America for being used by the tribes when there is ever a shortage of food. They would literally chew on the tamarind root to be able to suppress their appetite so that they could get through not having enough food. So this isn't new. Garcinia cambogia or tamarind has been around for a long time, but we use that to help control the appetite. It also regulates your sugar and fat absorption. And this is very important because one of the problems that we have nowadays is that we're eating too much sugar, and it's screwing up our pancreas and our insulin. We have too much sugar in our bloodstream, so it's stuffing it wherever it can, and that's creating fat, okay? And it's creating all kinds of problems inside the body. So when we can regulate the sugar so that it's burned off instead of stored as fat, you've got better control of your body. Same thing with fat absorption. You know, you want to be able to absorb it and use it as energy, not store it. And I can honestly say that I've got a number of people using this coffee that are type 2 diabetics, that their mood swings, instead of like this, are just, you know, going back and forth a little bit more so than just slam dunking them. So it definitely helps to gain control of the body. We also have it in the Brazilian coffee flavor. The Italian is a little more of a stronger flavor, but both of these coffees are basically doing exactly the same thing. They're creating thermogenesis, they're creating your mouth willpower, and they're controlling your appetite and regulating your sugar and fat absorptions. When that happens, you get better brain focus, everything's working better, you're more alert. This is how you start your day, with a cup of this coffee, and it makes a big difference because it's shrinking visceral fat, and it's literally shrinking you from the inside out. All right. Oh, this is Neil King. I love this man. I think he's a really good indication of what visceral fat is. This guy was like, very close to heart attack material. And this is what the Valentus products have done for Neil. They have given him his health and his life back. So I think this is a very good picture to show you what the products can do for you. Now, the other thing too is that weight isn't a big thing, because of this 5 pounds of fat takes up way more space in the body than 5 pounds of muscle. So you want to make sure you measure it. You can weigh too, but you can't get hung up on the scale, because the inches will go before the weight will go, or it will go together. But the biggest thing is that you're shrinking the visceral fat from the inside out, and fat takes up more space than muscle does, and you will notice a huge difference in how your clothes fit you and how you feel because of that. This is Dave Jordan, our fearless leader. I wanted to show you this picture because I want you to know that Dave believes in his products. This is actually from May 2016, so he's even gotten slimmer now. But this is a man who has he's developed a company to give us products to help us take our health back. And he believes in it, and he's using it himself. So this, again, is a good indication of visceral fat. All of that weight is wrapped around his internal organs, and now he's a much healthier man because of it. Okay, Prevail Trim is our second product I want to talk to you about. Now, Prevail Trim is a beverage that you take mid to late afternoon, and it, again, has Garcinia cambogia in it, so it's helping to control your appetite. But the biggest thing about Trim is that it contains inulin fiber. I was just reading up about this today, so I'm excited to tell you that inulin fiber is a prebiotic. And what that is it's a fiber that's not broken down by the digestive system. When you eat inulin fiber, which is found in over 35,000 vegetables, we're not eating enough vegetables here or getting enough fiber. So when you put inulin fiber into your body, it gets to your bowel, and it literally feeds your good bacteria. It empowers your good bacteria to have control of your gut instead of the bad bacteria, the fungi, and the yeast taking control. So inulin fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and that's what Trim's doing. It cleans out, it helps you clean out the bowel. It gives you healthy weight management, and it will also give you a whole ton of gas. If you aren't eating a lot of fiber and you start taking the Trim, you can play a tune like nobody's business, but that's telling you that the bowel needs to be cleaned out, and it will not last forever. The gas will definitely settle down. When you start eating more fiber, you will get gas, even if you're doing it through just eating broccoli or vegetables. But inulin fiber is the key in this ingredient, in this beverage, and it's a very important part of the process for cleaning up the body, because it's working on this. This is what it's helping you clean up. And this isn't going to be easy to do, and it's going to give you some feedback that you're going to think is, not good. But I tell you, if you don't take out the garbage, you're not going to get well. So the Trim is working on the bowel condition. This is Cheryl Schuckler. I love this picture because she got her wings back. And I wanted to show you this because this is how, when you shrink the visceral fat from the inside out, you don't have any flabby skin hanging on your body, because it's not. Where the flab comes is when you shrink the subcutaneous fat, and all that excess skin is hanging there. If you've ever watched The Biggest Loser, by the time that show's over, they had to operate on those people and cut off that excess skin. That does not happen when you shrink it from the inside out and go after the visceral fat versus the subcutaneous fat. This is Eileen Fernandez. She's an amazing woman who has got her sexy back by getting rid of all of this visceral fat around her waist. And look at her now. There's no hanging fat here. And she didn't exercise it off. She just consistently took the products and got rid of the visceral fat from the inside out. So a third product I want to talk to you about is the Immune Boost. This is a delicious evening beverage that we take. And what this product does is it helps strengthen your immune system. It helps you sleep better at night, and it helps you ward off sickness and infections because you're sleeping better. It also contains some inulin fiber, so it's helping with overnight elimination. Now, when we sleep, we just go to bed and we don't really think about what's going on because we're out. But while we're sleeping, our body is busy repairing the cells, resetting your hormones, and moving from digestion into elimination. Because overnight, it's got to clean up all the waste and be ready to get rid of it in the morning. It's got to have the tools to repair the cells, and it's got to reset your hormones. So if you don't sleep well and you wake up the next morning and you didn't sleep well, your body is not ready for the day. And that compounds day after day after day of not sleeping well. And then you start getting run down. Then you start catching everything that goes by. You get weird sicknesses and infections. And it's because you're not sleeping at night and letting your body do its work, because it's very busy overnight. So one of the things about eating late at night, when your body wakes up in the morning, it's got digestive juices full on because it's got 3 meals in that day to deal with. But as you move through the day and get down to after supper, the body stops producing as much digestive juices and starts moving into elimination. If you eat late at night, you're throwing the body into a turmoil because you've just put in a meal and it doesn't have the power and the digestion going on to deal with that. So it will not be able to easily digest that meal. And that meal is going to be stuck in your digestive system in large undigested particles. And you are going to feel pretty shitty when you wake up in the morning and not be able to go to the bathroom, pretty shitty not being able to go to the bathroom. So you don't want to eat late at night because the body is not ready in the mode for digestion. It's getting ready to eliminate, getting rid of all the waste and preparing to eliminate. So you have to think about that every time you sit down to snack. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the trim too, because of it's a mid to late afternoon beverage, it helps control your appetite so you don't eat as much at supper, and it also helps with late night snacking. So it's suppressing your appetite and you don't really feel like eating as much. If at night you feel like you might want to eat something, just make yourself an immune boost. Drink it down and that will pass. So, because it's got a little bit of inulin fiber in there, and it's very satisfying. I like to drink it hot. It's very, very nice to finish the day off with. So the 3 products that are working here that are foundation products, I think I have that in the next, autoimmune diseases. Let me talk about this first with the immune. Autoimmune diseases, that is when the body attacks itself. The immune system literally attacks itself. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to attack viruses and bacteria and pathogens and the toxins that enter our body. It's not designed to attack itself. Yet more and more diseases are becoming labeled autoimmune diseases. I think there's over 80 of them now that are literally when the body is attacking itself. So imagine you've got a birthday cake full of candles burning, and to blow them out, you're going to take a fire hydrant, or a fire extinguisher, and you're just going to go at that cake and you're going to blow all those candles out with the fire extinguisher. What happens is there's residual damage all around. Same thing when the immune system attacks, for instance, the thyroid with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is what I ended up with. My immune system attacked my thyroid. It damaged the tissue all around it and created a worse condition. So what we need to do is calm down the immune system. When we have so much toxicity coming through our food and our water and our environment, it's getting very difficult for the body to deal with all of this. So we have to keep ourselves clean. If you remember, I spoke about the Hering's Law of Cure. The cells need 2 things. They need toxins out and they need nutrition in. It's very important that we keep the amount of toxins entering our body to a minimum. For instance, you can start with your toothpaste. Fluoride toothpaste. Fluoride is a neurotoxin. You're brushing your teeth, it's going immediately into your your bloodstream. It's knocking out your thyroid. It's bunging up your lymph glands, and it's causing all kinds of problems. Get rid of fluoride toothpaste. There's one toxin gone. Scented laundry detergent that's smelly. That's horrible. That's chemicals that are sitting on your skin. There's 5 elimination organs of your body, the skin being the largest, and it will absorb all of that into it. So let's look at the thyroid, for instance. A toxin comes in, glucophates made from Roundup, love attaching to our hormone receptors. So this glucophate toxin comes along and it attaches to the thyroid and it blocks the door. The thyroid comes along in the bloodstream, the body's made it, sent it to the thyroid, and it can't get in because it's blocked with toxins. And so begins the end of your thyroid gland. The medical profession's solution to that is to cut out your thyroid. And that's crazy. Thyroid runs your body. It runs your metabolism. It's a very, very important gland in your body, and you don't want to give it up. So detox your body and get rid of that. Detox yourself. Look at your environment. See what toxins you're taking in. MS is an autoimmune disease. Asthma is an autoimmune disease. Eczema or psoriasis is an autoimmune disease. Your body is literally attacking itself. So let's, instead of going and getting labeled all the time, let's just clean up our body and take back our health. This is Jessica Rogers. She had full-blown eczema for years. She tried everything. And in 2 months of drinking the immune system, or the immune boost, it cleaned up her hands of psoriasis. I don't think that that's a condition anybody really wants to live with on their body. So this is what the immune boost will do for you. All of the products are working to keep the body clean and strengthen the immune system. And remember, 2/3 of your immune system is in your digestive system. So the cleaner your digestive system, the stronger your body is to deal with any assailants that come in. This is Nicola and TJ. I just wanted to point out to you that Nicola and TJ wanted to have another child. They were both very overweight. She had PCOS, and the doctors told her she was never going to be able to get pregnant. She lost 60 pounds, and along came Lily. So when you clean up your body and rebalance it and give it the power back, look what can happen. So the 12 and 24 program, this is the foundation of our products. The Slim Roast Italian and Brazilian starts the thermogenesis, burning off the visceral fat, controls your appetite, balances your sugar and your fats. The Trim continues the controlling of the appetite. It adds fiber to your diet. And the Immune helps you sleep better overnight and repair the body overnight. So those 3 products work very well to be able to empower your body to regenerate itself. 6 days on, 1 day off. The reason for that is that there's 6 days of the process and the busyness and the burning, and then you take 1 day off just to give the body a rest. And then 6 days on, 1 day off. It works very well. We call this the 12 and 24 program. You can lose 12 inches and 12 pounds in 24 days, but that isn't necessarily the goal. If you have other things to repair inside the body, weight might not come so quickly, but I guarantee you, if you stick with it and use them consistently, you will lose that weight off your body. You got to believe it. I wanted to show you this. I want to show you these pictures because I want to point out to you how none of these people have flabby skin. This is burning the visceral fat from the inside out. You can see that she's quite thick through here. She got her sexy back. This guy down here found a 6-pack. This lady is going to the gym. This empowers you to want to actually get up and get moving and live your life. So these are all Valentus success stories. And all you do is just add water. It's as simple as that, you guys. Just add water. There's no pills, no patches, no counting calories. You just have to decide whether you want it hot or cold. That's it. Because you can drink them hot, you can drink them cold. That's as simple as it gets. The whole thing, though, is to drink them consistently every day and let them do the work. Clean out the body, help it rebalance itself so that it can take control back and you can start living well. This is another thing that we need to talk about. Energy drinks. The drinks of athletes, rock stars, college students, and your 12-year-old. It really bothers me that Health Canada or FDA will tell us that we can't use herbal remedies, but yet they allow this kind of stuff to be sold on the store and available for any age to buy these. These drinks are a horrible concoction of sugar and God knows what's in them. But they're causing there's over 21 adverse side effects registered already. They're causing kids to end up in the emergency with beating hearts and mini strokes and kidney failure. Some people have died from drinking these things. This is ridiculous. These should not be allowed to be sold to any human. And yet it's a $51 billion industry and growing. So this is a good indication of how our health organizations and our medical professions can easily be bought out when there's profit, because this should not be. We have an energy drink that is a healthy energy drink without the harmful artificial stimulants. And this will give you increased endurance. It will give you faster muscle recovery. As a person that only has half a thyroid, they cut out half my thyroid. I drink one of these every morning with coconut water, freshly squeezed lemon juice, and a teaspoon of turmeric. That's my healthy way to start my day. I wouldn't go without it. It gets me through the day. You don't bottom out. You have no crashes. If you need to go out and you know you're going to be up later than usual, have an energy. If you're going to work out, have an energy. After you work out, have an energy. It's got 50 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not a stimulant in any sense of the word. It gives you a little bit of a boost, but it's natural ingredients that are going to give you natural energy. So this is a product that we have for getting rid of energy drinks that are full of artificial stimulants. These people are using our products. It's not just for weight loss. It's for wellness and for endurance and for finding your body underneath all that visceral fat. Now, life is in the blood. Wow. I've been studying the circulation system, and it's really quite fascinating. And, you know, knowing your body doesn't have to be difficult. It can be an easy solution to just concentrate on cleaning up your large intestine and thinking about how the body works for the cells needing toxins out and nutrition in, okay? So the heart is the pump. The heart works closely with the oxygen, or with the lungs. The lungs oxygenate the blood. The red blood cells carry nutrients and oxygen out through the arteries and capillaries all the way out to the extremities, feeding that 60-some trillion cells. And then it comes back through the veins, and it picks up dead cells and waste, brings it back to the lungs. The lungs are very much responsible for getting a lot of the toxins out of our body. And here we are suppressing coughs when a cough is literally the lungs getting rid of waste. So it's a one-way system. The heart pumps, the lungs provide the oxygen, the red blood cells carry it all out to the body. They come back and they pick up the waste and the dead cells. Now, if this isn't working properly, you're literally starving inside. If your cells are not being fed good nutrients and oxygen, they cannot repair the tissue and repair the organs and do all that they do inside the body. And that's what the body is made out of, as cells. So we need to keep them clean, and we need to keep them fed. And we have something called sticky blood is going on. This is sticky blood. Okay, the red blood cells are tasked with picking up nutrients and oxygen on their surface and carrying it through the blood and distributing it to the cells. So they should all be free-flowing in the blood. When we start getting sticky blood, our red blood cells start stacking up like coins. There's no surface available to attract the nutrients and the oxygen. It hardly moves. We're literally starving inside. So we need to have healthy blood. Life is in the blood. If we don't have healthy blood, we're literally dying a very slow and painful death. And what we want to do is deal with sticky blood. What causes sticky blood? Smoking, excess caffeine, alcohol consumption, stress, toxins, brown food, basically our modern day lifestyle. So we all have sticky blood. We can all use help with supercharging our blood and making it more efficient. And what we have for that, life is in the blood. Look at this. High acid, alkaline. Okay? When you have a high acid level in your body, your red blood cells are literally compromised and dying. When you are alkaline, they're plump and they're ready and they're doing their job. So here's another good example of why you should be looking at eating a more alkaline diet and keeping yourself more in the alkaline side of the scale, because you're literally dying inside when you're too acidic. What we have for this is Prevail Max Spray. It's a sprayceutical. This product is revolutionary. It blows my mind to think that you can take 10 different minerals that are needed by the body, put it into a spray. You spray it under your tongue, 4 sprays, 3 times a day. It literally pushes the red blood cells apart, which allows them to pick up more nutrition and more oxygen and do their job better, and it speeds up the whole process. So we're literally supercharging our blood. That's revolutionary. And it's so simple. It's so simple. We don't need medications and a bunch of crap going on. We just need to supercharge our blood and feed our cells and get the toxins out. And oh boy, life is good. I don't know why we think that we have to get sick to die, but we don't have to get sick to die. We can live a very healthy lifestyle right up into the end. And frankly, I'm not going out on a bunch of pharmaceutical prescriptions myself. I do everything I can to stay out of the medical profession's hands if I can, because I don't really think that they have my best interests at heart, because I have to take responsibility for my own health. Not only that, we have Prevail Canine. We can supercharge our dog's blood. Everything that Max Spray is doing for us as humans, we can do for our best friends. We can help our dogs have a better life right to the end. Lots of people are saying that their senior dogs couldn't jump up on the bed. Now they're jumping up on the bed. They're whipping down the hallway. They're running out the door for their walks. We are supercharging their blood. If you look over here, this is sticky blood. This is oxygenated blood and healthy blood. That's what we're doing for our dogs as well. So think about that. We're helping our best friends as well grow old with us. And none of us are going to get sick to die. We're just going to remain healthy and active. Detoxing, that's a buzzword. There's 10 signs you should do a cleanse. When you start getting bunged up inside, you have low energy, you have brain fog, you have allergies, constipation. You're just sick. You're bloated, and it's not good. Headaches. One thing I wanted to mention to you is a lot of times people say, "Oh, my stomach's really bothering me." If you remember that picture of our digestive system earlier, our stomach is under our left rib cage, not down where our intestines are. Most time when you feel indigestion and bloating and you're holding your gut, you're holding your gut, not your stomach. So let's just say it's not our stomach that's causing us grief. It's our bowel, because we have compromised our bowel. So we have a product called Breakthrough AM and PM that will help us detox a little deeper and get those toxins out of our system so that our cells can be healthy. Probiotics. It's becoming a lot more of a common thing to do, is to take a probiotic. And I was just reading today about the difference between prebiotics and probiotics. Probiotics are very necessary to help empower the good bacteria in your gut. It is harder for them to get there, though. You can eat some foods that will help, like fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi and things like that. The prebiotics will go through the body, and they are not digested by the body. They hit the bowel, and they literally will feed the good bacteria that are already there. So we've got good prebiotics happening in our trim and our immune with the inulin fiber, and we've added a probiotic, which you can see has a lot of good benefits for the human body. The AM, Breakthrough AM, is Produra probiotic. It's got some inulin fiber in it, and it boosts the immune function, and it aids in digestion and absorption. So we slip this one into our coffee in the morning and get that probiotic into our body. It's a simple 12-day cleanse to detoxify and help elimination. The Breakthrough PM is the detoxifier. It's the one that goes after the digestive disturbances. It helps you battle your yeast overgrowth. I've had Candida albicans since I was 16 years old, and I can say I've been taking these products now for a year and a half, now just about 2 years, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I actually have a handle on my Candida. I'm not feeding it, because the minute you feed it sugar, it just does a happy dance. Alcohol is like pouring gasoline onto a yeast fire. If you drink alcohol, you are feeding your yeast. And yeast is a really tough customer. We have natural yeast in our body, but when it becomes as an overgrowth of it, it becomes a problem. And it will colonize deep down around your internal organs too, and it's hard to get to. So it takes a lot of work to get rid of it. So our AM and our PM are working on that as well. It's got dandelion root, pau d'arco, very well-known herbs for helping to clean up the bowel. And this product might give you a little bit of problems because this is what it's working on. Same with the trim. The trim and the breakthrough PM are the ones that are going to cause you a little bit of discomfort as you get moving the fiber through your bowel and starting to clean it up. Now, what is it with us as human beings that the minute that we get any discomfort, we quit? Oh, we quit. We quit too easy. Oh, it gave me gas, I quit. Oh, I felt constipated, I quit. My goodness, we can't quit. We have to get through it. Detoxing doesn't last forever. You got to get through it. And on the other side of that is health like you can't imagine. We have to stop suppressing our body's ability to get the toxins out and let them go. We have 5 elimination organs: your kidneys, your intestines, your skin, your lymph glands, and your lungs. And all 5 of those organs are constantly working to eliminate toxins and waste out of our body. We have to let them do it. If you have a runny nose, let it run and celebrate that it's getting something out. Because if the body is creating mucus and creating a runny nose, it's trying to get something out. If you're coughing, it's trying to get something out. If you can't poop, it's not getting anything out. So you got to look at this and go, my discomfort is worth it. I will get through it. And on the other side of that, you will have much better health. This is a 12-year-old boy with candida. You can see here, he was quite swollen and distended. And after the 12-day breakthrough cleanse, he's definitely gotten rid of that bloated, indigestion look. This is Eric Kitching. He was even taking the Valentus products, but once he started the breakthrough, it really worked for him to get a hold of his candida overgrowth. So any kind of digestive disruptions, we're working on rebalancing in the body. I do suggest, though, with the breakthrough, that you try the trim first, and you get over the reaction of the inulin fiber in your bowel, you get over the gas. When it starts to settle out, then you can look at trying the breakthrough, and you'll have more success. So the trim will give you a good base of health in the bowel, and then when you're ready to take it to another level, the breakthrough will work very well for you. You got to make sure your water's up. You got to be drinking at least 2 liters of water a day. Get a 2-liter container, set it on your counter, and you make sure at the end of the day that that water's all gone. You'd be surprised at how you think you're drinking a lot of water, but you're really not. When you put a 2-liter container on your cupboard, you can see very quickly how much water you're really bringing in. If you can drink more than that, great. We have a new weight loss cocoa. And yes, I said weight loss and cocoa in the same sentence. It's just new, so we're all still working with it to see what it's going to do for us. But it's got Garcinia cambogia in it, so it's going to give you some appetite suppressant. It's got the magics of green tea and green coffee bean that help with weight loss. Everything, the capsicum in here as well, bitter orange, all of these ingredients are working to balance out the pancreas and allow the body to get rid of the toxins. If you don't like coffee, this would be your go-to. Some people just don't like coffee, and this is the cocoa will help you do that to have the weight loss as well. I can't speak to it much right now because we just got it, and I like to try it on myself. But I can say I've been drinking it now for about 4 or 5 days, and it's digging something out of there. I've been detoxing for almost 2 years, and there's still more to go, which is quite exciting. And with the detoxing as well, you guys, you may feel that you reach a plateau where you haven't lost any weight, but you're still losing inches. You watch the cellulite on the back of your legs. It's slowly disappearing because it's still combing out the toxins out of your body. It doesn't stop. These products do not discriminate. They don't go, I'm going to work for you, but not for you. They're designed to work on the physical body. What's the key there is whether you believe it and whether you're consistent. Because if you believe it and you're consistent, these products will work for you. So I have no I get a little impatient when somebody says to me, well, they don't work for me. No. And then when you dig a little deeper, you'll find out that they're not taking them consistently. So consistency is very important. So your health is an investment, not an expense. The way I look at these products is they are my groceries. I fit food around them. They are my groceries. So any money that I spend on these products, I consider part of my grocery bill because I eat less. I don't eat junk. I'm not reaching for chocolate bars, candies, or pop. It all works to help me make better choices. And so I find that what's happened for me is that I've lost over, 35 pounds and kept it off for almost 2 years now. I've not gained it weight. My body continues to lose inches. I feel like I'm on some kind of age reversal program. You know, I feel younger every day and I feel more alert. And one of the things about using the Max spray for supercharging my blood is that I find my eyesight is sharper and clearer. My skin is glowing. My nails grow. My hair grows faster. Everything is just working better. So what we want to do with these products is help empower your physical body to be able to heal itself. So what we're doing here is I like to think of it as starting a wellness revolution where we're helping people take back their health. And I hope that you got a lot out of this today, and we'll learn something about how the body works and how these products will help you to take back your health. Thank you very much.